It is 6 a.m. and developing on Denver7 News. Changes by the day in metro schools.
And it's obvious that each one of the districts, they're trying to do the right thing.
In just hours, the state's second largest district makes a critical decision.
I'm Denver7's Micah Smith, and Jefferson County Public Schools will make a final decision on which learning model the district will move forward with by the end of the day.
Plus, a convenience store clerk shot point blank.
Kind of heartbreaking, to be honest. He's the strongest person I know.
With that man recovering and a family hurting, a metro-wide search continues.
And the future of 5G technology in Colorado.
Better mobility, connected devices better, right? And faster, bigger data volumes. We're using a lot more data.
We look at the impacts from the bustling metro to the quiet rural areas.
5G is going to open up the technology that will let us take it to the next level.
And a big focus from Governor Polis on broadband infrastructure in his upcoming budget. We'll have more coming up. First, good Thursday morning to you. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson. Meanwhile, snow moving through the high country right now. We want to get to meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo. Lisa, no impact in the metro, though.
No, at this point, when we wake up to some light here in a little bit, we're going to see, looking off to the west, quite a bit of cloud cover up and through the mountains. And again, as you can see, that snow west of Denver, there along I-70, but you're going to find some icier conditions up and through the mountains. This is not going to last long. This will all start to clear up by mid-morning, but we are looking and tracking more snow that's going to hit the mountains this weekend. Right now, you can see some of the cloud cover, though, over Denver moving in with that. And we're going to see temperatures this morning that are only in the teens and 20s. A pretty cold start to our Thursday morning. Feels like single digits in spots. So bundle up this morning. Your dog walking forecast, a mix of sun and clouds early on, and then more sunshine and breezy conditions this afternoon. It's going to be a little cool with our highs in the mid 40s. We will see a slight chance for a few light snow showers down here across the plains early Saturday. I'll show you that and the impact of it, Jason, coming up in just a few minutes.
The impact of the snow up in the high country. We had we still have chain laws up there right now. We had eastbound I-70 closed down at Vail. It has since reopened after multiple spin-out crashes. We still have eastbound I-70 closed outside of Glenwood Springs, and that's for a crash in Glenwood Canyon. Take a look at the map where we have a big problem. Well, we did have a big problem on the southbound side of I-25 right after Johnson's Corner. Let me show you on the camera. They had a semi that was broken down, and so they stopped all traffic on I-25. You see the headlights here? Those are the first of the cars that are now going southbound on I-25 from Johnson's Corner past Berthoud, and so the traffic is now going to start flowing again, which is good news, but there is a little bit of a traffic jam. The rest of the drive around Metro Denver looks pretty nice.
Rising cases of the coronavirus have forced school districts across the Front Range to make tough decisions about your kids' education right now. The number of districts making the switch to remote learning grows every day so far. Here's what we know. Denver, Aurora, and Cherry Creek schools have either all or most kids learning remotely. Westminster is currently in a 2-week remote period, but that will end on Monday. And then next week, Adams, 12, Littleton, and Boulder Valley has kids moving to remote. Douglas County is making a final decision next week.
And today, the state's second largest school district decides what learning will soon look like. Jefferson County will make a decision by the end of the day. Denver7's Micah Smith is live this morning. Micah, the decision is expected to focus on middle and high schoolers.
Molly, Jeffco Public Schools leaders say they are weighing their options when it comes to that group. They spent some time on Wednesday meeting with the Board of Education to go over different learning models as well as the latest COVID-19 statistics. The superintendent says they have quite a few new cases, and all signs are indicating that there will be a need for more quarantines in the coming weeks. Jeffco has had an increasing number of confirmed cases among both students and staff members, as well as frequent quarantines at several schools. The district has also had several closures so that the school can be disinfected after a positive case is discovered. Right now, 14 schools are fully remote, and administrators are really trying to figure out if that should be the learning model for all schools as they try to move forward without continuously disrupting students' education by going back and forth between remote and in-person learning. We talked to a few parents who are ready to continue with remote learning and parents who say there's also a real danger by keeping kids home.
There are learning windows that they are missing, developmental windows that are being passed by. And this is truly what's happening, is every day that's missed is detrimental to children of all stages.
Jeffco public school leaders will be meeting with the Jefferson County Public Health Department today to make a final decision on which learning model the school district will move forward with. We expect that decision by the end of the day. Reporting live, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Yeah, it'll be nice for parents and students just to get some answers. Thank you, Micah. It is not just schools. Casinos in Gilpin County will face tougher restrictions starting tomorrow. The state sent a letter to the county saying casinos must close table games starting tomorrow morning at 8. The order also restricts capacity to 100 people, and alcohol cannot be sold after 11 p.m.
These changes are because new COVID cases are not slowing down across the state. Nearly 4,000 new cases were added to our statewide count yesterday. Hospital bed capacity also remains a more concerning issue. 1,304 beds are in use right now, and that number is higher than anything we've seen since March. Nationwide, the situation isn't any better. Yesterday, the U.S. saw its biggest increase yet. 144,000 new cases were reported. More than 65,000 Americans are now hospitalized, and that is also a record high. According to the COVID Tracking Project, healthcare systems are on the brink of being overwhelmed in these 9 states in red, and they include nearby Utah and Kansas.
On the vaccine front, Pfizer is expected to request emergency authorization as early as next week. There is a new challenge with how the vaccine has to be stored. It must be shipped at 94 degrees below zero to be effective. FedEx is adding dry ice freezers to some trucks. UPS says it's building freezer farms to help with distribution. Experts say getting the vaccine to rural areas will be the biggest challenge.
New possible leads in the search for missing Aurora teen Lashea Stein. Police were seen searching a home near Colfax and Moline late into the night last night. A tip from the FBI led police there this week, and as we take a live look at the scene now, there is no activity at the moment, but we expect police to return any minute this morning. Lashea Stein vanished 4.5 years ago. Police say she knew the people who lived at the home currently being searched. Shocking video shows the moment an Aurora convenience store owner is shot by a man trying to rob the place. It happened back on November 2nd at the PJ Mart off of Peoria. The store owner grabbed his own gun to confront the man, but was shot himself. Thankfully, he is expected to be okay. That suspect, though, is still on the run. Police don't have much information on the suspect. We have more information and pictures right now on thedenverchannel.com.
President-elect Joe Biden is already putting together his cabinet in anticipation of the Electoral College certifying the election. Longtime confidant and aide Ron Klain will serve as chief of staff. Klain has been working with Biden since his Senate days in the 80s. He has experience working with infectious diseases. He coordinated then President Obama's Ebola response in 2014 and 2015. Biden is, however, having trouble receiving information from the current administration. The State Department says they won't hand over messages from foreign leaders. Biden is also getting no intelligence briefings through the General Services Administration. Oklahoma Republican Senator James Lankford says he'll intervene if Biden does not have access by tomorrow.
In Colorado, election results won't be finalized until the 30th, but today is the deadline for military and overseas ballots to arrive and for you to fix problems on your ballot. Secretary of State Jenna Griswold says this will matter on a local level.
Those last minute ballots that come in from military and overseas voters and those signature cures that people are trying to fix right now, they can really matter. Sometimes in Colorado, local races come very close, and we're talking a handful of ballots.
So on Monday, clerks will start a risk limiting audit. They do it to make sure the tabulation machines in Colorado worked correctly.